Hey there, Islanders. It's your boy Bombo, and I've got some week 5 injuries to go over. Want to stay on top of injuries throughout the year just to make sure that your guys are healthy and these guys can perform in your lineups. Also, to try to pay attention to see who's hurting, what deals can be made, who should be picked up off the waiver wire. King will give you some great names on who can take over for some of these guys, but let's jump right into it. Starting off with some big names here this week. We got T Higgins going down with ribs. It looked bad at the time. We don't know exactly what's going on. As of right now, he's not practicing. Keep an eye on the injury reports. Thursday and Friday will be very telling to see if he's going to suit up. Ribs for a receiver are really a big deal. No one wants to get hit. No one wants to wear a flak jacket. And right now, with what's going on in Cincinnati, it might be safer to sit him until he's healthy so they can make a push later on in the year because nothing's happening for them right now. At the running back position, Javonte Williams from the Denver Broncos. He's got a hip injury. He had to leave the game this past week against Chicago. Keep an eye on that. It doesn't seem like as long as it's not affecting his knees or his lower body, it may be a pain management thing, but keep an eye on his practice participation. If he misses any time, it may just be one game. It doesn't seem like something that's going to be long lasting. Speaking of hip, you got old man Matt Stafford for the Rams dealing with a hip injury. He was limping throughout the entire game. Every time he got up off the ground, he looked like he was 60 years old. Keep an eye on his practice participation, but Matthew Stafford's an old school quarterback. He's good to probably not practice all week and still play on Sunday. So just keep an eye on that one. Speaking of quarterbacks, Justin Herbert, if you guys watched that game, you saw he had to go to the medical tent. Pretty jacked up hand, non throwing hand. It's been described as finger and nail injury. From what I'm seeing, it probably finger and nail bent all the way back. Nail's probably gone. This seems like a pain management thing. They put the splint and the glove on him, and he just didn't seem like the same guy after that. But after a week of not giving it any issues and not getting hit and probably pumping him full of drugs, he'll probably play going forward. If it was on the throwing hand, it'd be a different issue. Devontae Adams from the Raiders, he left briefly last Sunday with a shoulder injury. Keep an eye on that just because it seems like he isn't happy right now. Nobody's really happy with this Raiders organization and what they're showing out on the field. So if you see Devontae Adams be questionable or Devontae Adams missing practice time, it could be more of a, hey, I'm not going out there and sacrificing my body for a team that looks like they're tanking. Kenny Pickett from the Steelers. He took a really bad shot. He came off the field, looked way worse than what we're being told it is. So at first we were told it's a knee, then we're told it's a strain. Now it's a bone bruise. Keep an eye on what he'll do throughout the week. Doesn't seem like it's going to be long term. Anything like a bone bruise is more pain management. He doesn't have an injury history, so keep an eye on that. But he's also not the most mobile of quarterbacks, so Kenny Pickett could be seriously impacted by this. We'll see. If not, it's firing up Mitch Trubisky in Pittsburgh. In Pittsburgh, Pat Fryermuth, he's got a hamstring injury that's going to keep him out at least a couple of weeks. So if you got Fryermuth in your tight end spot, start looking on the waiver wire. King will let you know some guys that you could possibly pick up. But also, if you have Fryermuth, you should have been streaming tight ends anyway. This guy is not giving you all the premium points that you thought he was going to give you when you drafted him. Mike Evans has a hamstring. That's something you want to keep an eye on just because this seems to plague Mike Evans every once in a while. He relies on dynamic downfield ability. Mike Evans with the hamstring issue is worthless to your fantasy team. And you were seeing Mike Evans have a resurgence here with Tampa Bay and making Baker look good, making Baker look like a serviceable quarterback. So keep an eye on Mike Evans. Check to see if he comes out of the bye practicing. If not, it could take a couple of weeks. And Luke Musgrave for the Packers left the game last Thursday with a concussion. He's in the protocol from the first practice reports of the week. He is doing some work on the side and he does have his helmet on. However, he is in non-contact practices right now. With all concussions, you have to rely on that third party to clear him. And if there's no issues, he should get cleared. Fire Luke Musgrave out there as a low end tight end one in big leagues. Also a premium streamer if you stream tight ends. Those are our week 5 injuries. Everyone else that was injured prior to week 5 that is still dealing with an injury, your Saquon Barkleys, your guys like that, keep an eye on them. Check their practice participation. Like I said earlier, Thursday and Friday is going to be really telling as far as what a guy's going to be doing for your team this weekend. Hopefully they're healthy. Hopefully they get you those points. Hopefully they get you those wins. Like we always say, like, subscribe, follow, hate, participate, do it all. We're here for you. Fantasy Island with two eyes. I'm Bombo on behalf of Sweet Tea and RW King. We are out.